For the longest time, I thought the ultimate financial goal was to become a millionaire. But then I realized chasing a big number can actually work against you. When I hit my first $10,000, that's when everything changed. It didn't just change my finances, it changed how I saw myself. That number isn't just about saving. It's the foundation of confidence, peace of mind, and future wealth. The first $10,000 build the muscles you will use to make your first $100,000 and your first million. In this video, I'll show you why $10,000 might be more powerful than hitting $1 million later. The first reason why $10,000 matters so much, you finally have the power to say no. In my first job, I worked 12 to 14 hours a day, with 1 day off every 2 weeks. The working conditions were difficult. I had to be on my feet most of the time. I had taken a job I hated in a city I didn't even want to be in, just because I didn't have any other choice. Then one day I checked my account and saw something I didn't even see before. $10,666. For the first time ever, I had options. So I picked up the phone, called my manager, and quit. No other jobs lined up. Having $10,000 in my account gave me the confidence to take calculated risks. So I took 1 month off to breathe and job hunted full-time. And believe me, job hunting full-time is way more effective than squeezing it during your lunch break. A few weeks later, I landed a sales role at one of the top companies, earning double the pay while working few hours. It was a game changer for me. See, most people stuck in jobs they hate because they can't afford to leave. They can't risk losing their current job because they don't have a backup plan. And this cycle doesn't stop unless you break it yourself. And having $10,000 sitting in your bank account gives you breathing room. Now you can say no to people, jobs, and opportunities that don't serve you. When you are not stressing about your bills 24 hours 7, you start making smarter long-term decisions. You start thinking of the long term, because saving $10,000 doesn't just give you cash. It gives you options, and having options in life helps you live beyond paycheck to paycheck. Options give you freedom, and freedom means you can say no to things that aren't right for you. Having options gives you the power to make better long-term decisions, not just financially, but in every area in your life. You can buy high-quality, healthy food instead of cheap junk food that drains your energy. You can finally afford the course or workshop that helps you level up your skills. You can't really invest in your health or learning if you are just trying to make rent. And if you find this video helpful, hit the like button and consider subscribing to this channel. And that brings us to another powerful shift that happens once you hit this milestone. Your confidence skyrockets. There is a psychology concept called self-efficacy, coined by Albert Bandura, that basically means believing in your ability to get stuff done. He mentioned that your confidence in your ability to perform tasks influences your behavior and the results you achieve. Bandura said people with high self-efficacy are significantly more likely to achieve their goals because they approach challenges with confidence, not hesitation. We can apply the concept of self-efficacy to personal finance. Once you hit your first $10,000, you are more likely to believe you can reach more goals. $20,000, $100,000, and even $1 million because you have already done what most people will never do. Now I want you to imagine this. After a long working day, you are heading home. You open your bank app and suddenly, after months of hard work, you see a 5-figure amount for the first time. You pause for a second, stunned. You actually did it. It's real. And at this moment, you start thinking of your next goal. Once you save $10,000, your perception of money will change forever. And you will build confidence in your ability to reach even bigger goals. You stop thinking about how to survive and start thinking about how to grow. You stop blaming inflation and start hunting for opportunities. Suddenly, $20,000, $50,000 or $100,000 starts to feel within reach. Hitting $10,000 will shift your mindset from "can I really do it?" to "when will I hit the next milestone?" That leads us to something just as important: your habits. Charles Duhigg, author of The Power of Habit, put it perfectly. Small wins are the fuel for giant breakthroughs. In 2012, Charles Duhigg published one of the best selling books, The Power of Habit. He explains the habit aren't just the end result. And to build a good habit or to break a bad one, there is a three-part loop: cue, routine, and reward. The cue is the trigger that tells your brain to follow a specific routine to achieve a reward. A reward is what you get out of your action, like pleasure or relief. The action might be different, but trigger is the same. Let me show what I mean. Let's say the cue is feeling stressed. For one person, that might mean hitting the gym. For someone else, that might mean grabbing a bag of chips and binge watching Netflix. Same cue, but totally different habits. But both leading to the same reward, feeling good. So what does that have to do with saving $10,000? Everything. You can't hit $10,000 unless you replace bad money habits with good ones. And those are the exact habits that will carry you to $20,000 and $100,000. Here is an example. Imagine it is a payday. Your phone buzzes with notification, direct deposit received. Now version 1 of you thinks, cool, let's buy something fun. I have earned it, I deserve it. But version 2 of you see the same notification and think, let's transfer 20% to my investment account. Both versions get a reward. One gets instant pleasure and the other gets long-term peace of mind. If you want to hit $10,000, you need to replace bad habits with good ones. And honestly, $10,000 is one of the most doable milestones out there, even if you are starting from zero. So if the cue is I got paid, instead of saying let me buy something fun, try saying let me reward my future self by transferring 20% to my investment account. Bear in mind, both habits will result in satisfaction. However, sticking to good habits means sacrificing short-term pleasure for long-term freedom. And here is the cool part. Financial confidence doesn't just help your wallet. It spills into every aspect in your life. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how successful people seem to crush it in the gym, enjoy time with their happy family, and hang out with other winners? That's not a coincidence. That's because progress in one part of your life inspires you to progress in other parts. Maybe it is your health, maybe it is your relationships, maybe it is your career. Once you prove you can save $10,000, you get more confident in achieving other goals in your life besides the money. It creates a feedback loop called the confidence-competence loop. This loop depends on the fact that competence builds confidence, which in turn leads to taking more actions in your life, which builds more competence. You are basically telling yourself, I can do this, and it starts to change how you show up in other areas of your life. And you start to see yourself as disciplined and focused. And that new identity affects your behavior in health, work, and relationships. By the way, want more money tips? Join my free weekly newsletter. Link below. Now let's talk about something that makes your money work harder for you. Compounding. In fact, Albert Einstein once said, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. And he is completely right. Once you hit your first $10,000, the next $10,000 actually gets easier. Let me show what I mean. Let's say you are saving $1,000 a month and investing it in something like an index fund that returns 10% a year on average, which is the average historical return of the S&P 500. After just 10 months, you have got $10,383. Now you might be thinking, $383 isn't a big deal. But hold on, that's just the beginning. Here is where it gets interesting. It took you 9 months and 19 days to reach your first $10,000. The next $10,000 just 8 months and 27 days. Just to put things into perspective, you will find that you will need about 7.6% less time to earn your second $10,000 compared to how long it took you to earn your first one. And you need fewer months to reach each future milestone. You need just 5 months and 19 days to grow from $90,000 to $100,000. And believe it or not, if you maintain this momentum, you will only need 1 month and 2 days to grow your account from $990,000 to $1 million. That's the snowball effect. The more you save and invest, the faster things move. This is the power of compounding that rewards people who start early, stay invested, and stay consistent. And reason number 6 is that your first $10,000 gives you serious peace of mind. Most unexpected expenses like car repairs, medical bills, or last-minute travel usually falls between $400 and $2,000. So having $10,000 acts like personal insurance fund for emergencies. It keeps you calm when life throws a curveball at you. Because here is the thing, without that caution you will be forced to use a high interest credit card during emergency, and once you fall into that cycle it is hard to escape. I'll never forget one moment. There was a family emergency and I was working in another country. Because I had $10,000 in saving, I booked a flight and left the same day without thinking twice. So if you have already saved your first $10,000, I'd love to hear from you. What was the first one thing that helped you reach that goal? Drop it in the comments, and while you are there, hit like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Reason number 7, you unlock your first passive income streams. Once you hit this number, you're no longer just saving, you are building. At this level, you have got the real capital to work with. You can start investing in things like index fund or dividend stocks, and even reinvest the dividends to grow your money faster. Let's say if you invest that $10,000 into an index fund, earning 10% a year and you never touch it, you will have about $26,000 in 10 years, $67,000 in 20 years, and nearly $175,000 in 30 years, all from the original $10,000 without adding any extra dollar. You can also open Roth IRA or brokerage account and start a strategy called dollar cost averaging, which just means putting in the same amount every month, no matter what the marketing is doing. Let's not forget that $10,000 gives you enough cushion to test out small side hustles, like freelancing, selling digital or handmade products online, starting a blog, or offering services like coaching or tutoring. And the final reason, aiming for a specific number, is backed by psychology. And there is a study that proves it. Back in 2007, a professor named Dr. Gail Matthews from Dominican University ran a study with 267 people from all walks of life. She split them into 5 groups, each with different levels of goal setting. Group 1 just thought about their goal. Group 2 wrote it down. Group 3 wrote the goal and listed specific actions. Group 4 did all that plus told a friend. Group 5 did everything and sent weekly progress updates to that friend. Guess who crushed it? Group 5 had the highest success rate by far. In fact, the study found that you are 42% more likely to achieve your goal if you have specific written goals. That's exactly why $10,000 is such a powerful goal. It is specific, it is clear, and it is small enough to hit without waiting years. Here's how to apply this in 4 simple steps. Step 1. Write down the goal. I want to save $10,000 in the next 12 months. Step 2. Be specific with your plan. For example, save $834 a month. Cook at home 6 nights a week. Review spending every Sunday. Step 3. Share the goal with someone or drop it in the comments below. This helps you to stay accountable and might motivate someone else too. Step 4. Track your progress. Weekly or monthly, it doesn't matter. What matters is staying on top of it. And if you want to reach the $10,000 fast, make sure to avoid some purchases that drain your wallet without realizing. I break it all down in my other video, 11 things that are a complete waste of your money. So click on this video right here. Thanks for watching, and until next time, have a wonderful day.